Okay, good morning, everyone. We're here for the regular council meeting of May 7th, and we will get right into it. With us, we have Councillor Jason Bodnerchuk.
Good morning.
Councillor Shane Pelletier.
Good morning.
Councillor Joel Lemoine.
Good morning.
Councillor Jeanine Belanger.
Good morning.
Myself, Chris Ewan. We have with us our CAO, Mitch Duval.
Morning.
And our Assistant CEO, Dominic Lemoine.
Good morning.
So without further ado, item number 1, meeting called to order. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second by Councillor Belanger. Thank you. Any questions before I open the meeting? Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. I open the meeting at 9:01 a.m. Item 2, adoption of the agenda. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second Councillor Pelletier. Thank you. Council knows I'd like to go straight to the RCMP delegation, and then we'll do business as usual. Council's good with that change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Moving on to the delegation with RCMP Sergeant Pierre Demare, 7.1. Go ahead, Sergeant.
Good morning. Like I said earlier, newly posted here in St. Pierre. It's only been just over a month in my role. So I'll be looking after admin operations for now. They're still looking for a staff sergeant. As for the stats, I'm not sure how you guys want to do this from town to town or just for the Ridshot. I haven't seen anything really major other than the variations for provincial offense notice. There's been a lot more MPI funding for our officers who work the extra shifts. We're in the areas more where complaints come in. We direct the members a little more in those specific areas, school zones. Highway 210 that goes to Deschênes, 90 zone, people always fly there. So those are the bigger numbers that we have seen, that we can see on the variations. The rest is pretty much the same. Accidents are down. Were down last year. Provincial statutes were also down. So.
Perfect. Thanks, Sergeant. I'll just open it. I'll make it a little bit easier on you. I'll open up to council if they have questions pertaining to the statistics or any comments they'd like to ask you. Council, do you have anything to add or comments? Councillor Belanger, go ahead.
Hi. Yes, I've asked for this before, but I just bring it to your attention. I recently got another call from a resident. We have an area north, Waverly, kind of by the Brady land, not by the Brady landfill, but up in that area by LeBarrier Park. And there's a lot of activity there, and summer vamps up with the cricket and all the other activities. There's a lot of speeding on that road, and part of it is City Winnipeg and part of it is Ridshot. So it's only a 50 zone, and we've posted a 50 sign. We're going to be hopefully getting one of those you're going at this speed signs, the electronic sign. But I was just wondering, I just wanted to bring your attention if we could maybe post some cars there randomly at certain times. It'd be a good place to catch people.
And is that right by the golf course area? That's in 50. Okay. Well, what I'll do, I'll just mark it down, and we have quite a few members who that's all they do on their time off, I guess, is just for road safety and whatnot. So they take a lot of MPI funded shifts, and we have a little folder at our office that we get a lot of calls for complaints in our jurisdiction that we just put it in the folder, and the guys will head out there. So.
Okay, super, thank you.
So that would be one way of doing it for sure. Just because I know the summer it gets fairly busy in that road and the park area. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Thank you, Councillor Lemoine.
Yeah, just to bring it to your attention, and I'm sure you already know, being stationed in Niverville, but we did have a delegation last month and brought it to our attention. I do get calls for some people, rather than going down St. Adolphe in the 30K zone, they do go to the next mile roads off 210 to get to their homes in Niverville. So on Sud and Cron Road, those gravel roads, you think 210's a problem? Well, they're humming quite fast down those gravel roads to get to. I understand it's a way of having a shortcut to get to their homes in Niverville, but just something to keep an eye on, because there are young children, although they're lesser homes there are obviously kids and adults that live down there and, you know, play in the front yards, ditches and stuff like that. So it's a speed concern.
That was Sud Road and Cron. Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Anything else from council? No, I think that's it. Unless Sergeant, you have anything else for us, I do appreciate your time, and it's always nice seeing the RCMP at our council meetings.
Yeah, no problem. I think that was it for me. Like I said, we're fully staffed that we've never seen before, and there's 3-4 members per shift, and it's really nice to see the members are fairly young in service. They're out there, and there's lots of presence. So.
Excellent. That's exactly what we'd like to hear. Perfect. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day.
Okay, and any other issues, you can just email, and we'll look into it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
What's your name?
Lucy.
Okay, moving back to item 3, adoption of the minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelletier, second. Councillor Belanger, thank you.
Last regular council meeting was held April 17th, whereby council approved 3 conditional uses, 2 variances, and 1 subdivision. Also gave third reading to the speed limits bylaw, as well as the taxation levy bylaw. And in exemption to the noise, an extension to the noise exemption was given.
Thank you. I believe my camera's frozen, council, but you can hear me, correct?
We can, yeah.
So I'm just going to continue as is because I'm having some computer problems today. So I can see you. So any comments or questions?
Great note taking. I don't know if you guys are using the transcript from Teams for that, but lots of detail on our TRC review on that one. So that are really crampy hands as the meeting was going on.
Power of the pen.
Yeah,
Perfect.
appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? I'm in favor. That's carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 4, committee reports and minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelletier, second. Councillor Lemoine.
Committee report submitted by Councillor Bob Nurchuk regarding the Richard Library and the Red River Weed Board. Thank you very much for those notes.
Perfect. Council, any comments or questions? No, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Okay, that's carried. Thank you. 5.1 accounts paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you.
We may have
4
also-
batches.
Oh, sorry.
We have, 4, yeah, I'm frozen as well for whatever reason. Shake the L, maybe it might work, no. 4 batches, 18,577, the amount of 2,300, 18,581 for an EFT in the amount of 638. 18,595 in the amount of 15,000, and 18,604 related to a truck purchase in the amount of 62,500.
Thank you. Council, do you have any comments or questions? No, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Aye. That's carried. Thank you. 5.2 accounts not paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Counselor Bonnerchuk, second Counselor Pelletier. Thank you.
Two batches, first one 18,615 in the amount of 877,000. And the second one 18,616 in the amount of 12,000. The big batch of 877, the big ticket item there was the insurance, municipal insurance in the amount of 352,000.
Thank you. Council, do you have any comments or questions?
Half a second, please.
Counselor
Yeah,
Belanger, go ahead.
Yeah. Quick question. I racked my brain. Sinex Manufacturing. What does RWP stand for? What sign?
The
50%
amount,
down payment.
what batch would that be in?
That's the big batch, 18,615. In the summary, it says Sinex Manufacturing.
That's for the
29K.
that's for the sign at public work, the water utility center, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's the water.
Yeah, I was going Rich Hot Water. What does the P stand for? It's okay.
Plant.
Plant. Okay,
Let's go with it.
sure. Thank you. That's all I had.
And, oh,
That is
Counselor Lemoine, go ahead.
hey, Mr. CAO, I'm assuming the St. Adolphe daycare, that's, I mean, obviously open cost to that and all that, it must be all wrapped up by now?
The St. Adolphe South Daycare. I believe we still have some retainers left, but 99% constructed and finished. So we're holding off on some warranty work, and that's about it.
Okay.
There's a sign to come in as well for the daycare to be done, so that's been ordered. And I think that's pretty much it. The parking lot's gonna go in sometimes early spring. So there'll be costs for that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Anything else from council?
We've got a camps training for staff for neurodiversity, which was
Neurodiversity.
That I will relay to our summer camps people, recreation department, and get you an answer for that.
okay. Yeah, and I can follow up with that group too.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing else from council. I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried. Thank you. 5.2.1 council indemnities. Do I have a mover? Counselor Belanger, second. Counselor Lemoine.
For the month of April, council member hours range from 8 to 14. One member had an extra 20 hours attending the AMM conference. Nothing else to report.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions? Call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried. Thank you. 5.3 payroll to be approved. Do I have a mover? Counselor Pelletier, second. Counselor Bonnerchuk. Thank you.
Payroll 8, a little bit of overtime in the admin area, but also a little bit of overtime for the Parks and Rec new person who's setting up all the summer student people. So nothing really of concern there.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions? No.
In here,
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. 5.4 CFO report. Do I have a mover? Counselor Pelletier, second. Counselor Lemoine.
Our CFO is reporting for the first quarter from January 1st to March 31st. Report has been presented to council, fairly thorough. It is the first quarter, so I wouldn't put too much emphasis on all the numbers, just that we're starting off the year and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Thank you. Council, any comments?
I would like to comment on how easy it was to read. So thanks to Mohammed on his dumbing down of the information.
Yeah, well done.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried, thank you. Moving over all the way down to 9.1.1.
Yep.
We still have, sorry, Mr. Mayor, we have 5.5
Oh,
resolution
sorry.
to transfer
Sorry.
funds.
Sorry, Mr. CEO, you're much more ahead of the world than I am. 5.5 transfer funds. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Bodnerchuk.
Council has a listing of the three transfers. I believe one was for the GFL, one was a provincial transfer, and I can't quite remember the third one, which was a smaller amount, but they're there. So just transparency in the numbers.
Thank you. Council, any comments or questions?
None here.
None. Call for the question. All those in favor, aye. Thank you. Carried. Now we'll go on to 9.1.1 IDC Main Street Provincial Agreement. Do I have a mover? Councillor Pelche, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you.
So we finally have a long-awaited project that is moving ahead regarding the Ile des Chênes Main Street Renewal Project. We've received a contribution agreement from the province regarding their portion of the project. I did reach out to them to ensure that the way the agreement is explained, that they've also included ZMEN in there. Just to clarify that we are not working directly on ZMEN, but it's from ZMEN to Lacroix. And they have no problems with the way it's worded. Their contribution funding is towards the upgrades of the projects that are identified in the contract, and it's determined that Main Street falls within that, so they have no problems with their contribution for that. So recommendation would be to move ahead and get this signed, and work is underway.
Thank you. Council, any comments?
No, just the fact that they retain ownership at this point works for me. I thought they'd want to hand it over right away, but I guess they'll wait till it's done, and then they've got the option there in the contract to do that with 30 days notice written.
Perfect. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried, thank you. 9.2.1 St. Rat Rosa Watershed District Subdistrict 5 Representative. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second. Councillor Pelche.
With a vacancy at that position, administration is recommending the appointment of Mr. Denis Baudry from the St. Agathe area to be appointed as the Subdistrict 5 representative.
Thank you. Council, any comments, questions? No. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried, thank you. 9.2.2 AMBM Contribution Agreement with Manitoba's Rural Bilingual Municipalities to strengthen the job market. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Pelche, thank you.
I believe this is a contribution made to the RM to cover some of the salaries that services provided by our EDO, Ryan Fauché.
Perfect. Council, comments, questions?
Are the dates right, or is this from last year? The
It is from
contribution
last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried, thank you. And moving on to item 12, adjournment. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Pelche, final comments. Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, aye. That's carried. Thank you. 9:20 a.m. I will close the meeting. Thank you everyone very much and have a great rest of your day. Please stop recording.